guys, just wanted to jump on today and talk to you quick about some things that you can do to naturally kind of ward off this flu season, any colds or sinus infections. Everyone seems to be dropping like flies all of a sudden. So I have a couple remedies here that I incorporate both for everyday maintenance to avoid the flu during this time of year, but also specific ones for at the time of feeling that sickness come on, as well as like an active sickness. And you guys said that you wanted a little demo of some of the herbs and the vitamins that I use. I was instructed by an herbalist for some of these protocols, and I am gonna share them with you today. All right, so let's get started. When we think about the fall and the winter season, we are going to think first about food, and that our body's going to start craving warm foods, comforting foods. I'm sure you recognize or realize this with your own cravings as the weather gets a little bit more dreary and cold. So I want to start there and just talk about and start thinking about things that can keep us not only well comforted in the warm sense, but also really well nourished, and making sure that we're boosting our immune system with our food choices. So my first thought is something like a soup that you could always have on hand that's going to contain lots of vegetables, which all obviously contain their own vitamins and minerals to help kind of boost the immune system. And that's going to check off the warm box, it's going to check off the convenient box. I don't know, I love me a good soup, so I always have one made on hand, especially during these months. When I think about comfort foods, the first ones that come to my mind end up being like starchy and cheesy and heavy. And in this time when we're trying to boost our immune system, these are going to actually act as more inflammatory than they would be helpful. So as much as we think that we're craving these kind of, cheesy, gooey, starchy foods, our bodies are actually just looking for that nourishment. So again, keeping on the forefront some roasted vegetables, that nice soup that we were talking about. Then I want to think about sleep, because that's the time where our body really just gets to restore and kind of heal. So making sure that we have a good sleep hygiene and a good sleep pattern during these months when I know it feels like we could sleep all day, but getting in those 7 to 8 quality hours of sleep where we're actually sleeping and actually getting into that REM is really important, and definitely a place to prioritize during these months to maximize our immune system and overall functioning. Another thing we want to focus on is moving and sweating, because we're going to detoxify through our sweat glands a lot of the things that are kind of held up inside of us. So making sure that we move every day. As much as it might get a little cold, we can do something inside the house or get to the gym. It's really going to keep everything moving and flowing out of us, the things that we don't want. But sweat is a great natural detoxifier. So as much as we can keep that up during these months is also going to be important for our immune health. I want you also to think about warm teas. Those are going to have so many antioxidants in them, and kind of switch them up every day would be great. And then just even warm water with lemon in the morning. So the lemon's going to provide some super medicinal qualities and really just kind of keep that immune system boosted. So that's easily just a little thing you could add to your mornings, would make a big difference. So let's get into like my daily maintenance. When I think about daily immune system maintenance, I'm going to prioritize zinc, because we all are pretty much deficient with our soil quality nowadays. So zinc in the ionic liquid form is something that I take every day. I put the dropper serving amount, 10 drops in some water. You definitely don't want to drink it on an empty stomach. You might throw it back up. It's pretty powerful. So you want to make sure you've eaten. So you could take it with food, or even blend it like in your smoothie or something like that in the morning. Another thing I take every day, pretty much year round, is the Isotonic Immune. Because it has that patented ingredient Wellmune that's really studied, it's like superior immune system maintenance. So I take those two every day. And then I'm also usually putting this, you can't really see the pretty color, it's super green. This is spirulina powder, and I put this in my smoothie every day. Because it really helps to detox the body of specifically like heavy metals and things like that we're inundated with at all times. But it's also a great immune system booster. You want to make sure that you're getting a brand from Hawaii with the spirulina. So then when we feel like a sickness coming on, these are gonna be like my lineup of fighters. So I'm first thinking about elderberry syrup. So you're just gonna put a couple droppers maybe in your tea or your water 2 times a day. So whatever the dropper suggested, 30 to 40 drops. It's usually like 1 pull up and then squeeze it back in the water. And I would do that 2 to 3 times a day when you feel like a sickness coming on. So that's the elderberry syrup. This is echinacea. This is a throat spray. It's a little tough, but it is really fast working. Like you could only need this for maybe 2 or 3 days and your sore throat should be gone by then. And you want to do 3 sprays every hour for 8 hours. So upon, again, feeling like that sore throat coming on, starting to get a little more fatigued. Another thing I like is this Sovereign Silver nasal spray. So you're going to spray up your nose. You do 10 sprays. We usually do 5 each nostril. And you're going to do this 3 times a day with that active sickness coming on. And then, I think you can do it up to 7 times a day for like a full-blown sickness. And this has really improved like any sinus issues. And then for like feeling a sickness coming on and even an active sickness, I would take 2 olive leaf capsules each day. Also not pictured is oil of oregano. So again, it would come in a dropper like this. You would mix it in some water and drink that upon active sickness. But right now I just gave it to my mom as she's about to board an airplane. So that's another thing that you could do just to, again, prevent all the germs and stuff that you might be getting in an environment like an airplane or wherever you're going, the schoolyard, work, so stuff like that. So I will link the list of these all written out and the link to the article on my website below. But I hope this was helpful for you. And if you have any questions about specific timing or if I didn't go over something that you think is a great natural flu fighter, feel free to drop it in the comments below so we can share with everybody. I hope you guys have a great winter and feel confident in being able to fight the flu and any other sickness that might come your way. I'll talk to you soon.